Hello and welcome to Brodual. Today we have an interesting mod by the name of Spellsword. This is a mod that adds a new type of spellcasting system to Skyrim. As you can probably guess from its name, Spellsword gives you the ability to imbue magical power into your weapons. And it does it in a way that fits into Skyrim's base magic and weapons system. When you first load into the game with the mod installed, a quest will begin. This will guide you through the setup of the mod, which requires you to set a new casting hotkey. You'll also receive an in-game manual, which you can then use at any time to refresh your mind on the basics. If you have a spare button on your mouse, we recommend using that as your new casting key, just so all of your weapon related hotkeys are in the same place. The mod also works with controllers, but we found it much more comfortable using a mouse. Spells are assigned to weapons using new spell enchantments. These are handled in a similar way to regular enchantments, in that they can be deconstructed, learned and manipulated at an enchanting table. However, unlike the base enchantments, they can also be unlocked by combining your magical knowledge, but more on that later. Spell weapons can be offensive or defensive, depending on the spell assigned to the weapon. Offensive spells are charged by pressing and holding the casting hotkey, and then fired by swinging the weapon, whereas defensive spells are charged and then casted by blocking. Or in the case of bows and crossbows, it's when you shoot an arrow and when you fully draw the string. A small visual and audio effect also plays when the weapon is charged, letting you know the spell is ready. Offensive spells usually consist of projectiles, so for example, you swing to cast spells like Firebolt or Ice Spike. Defensive spells on the other hand are mostly self-casted, so to use a weapon assigned with fast healing, you just need to cast and then block. Casting requires a mixture of magicka, stamina and enchantment charge depending on the cost of the spell. However, you can change this depending on where you feel the magical power is coming from. If you think spell weapons are more like magical trinkets with all of the power stored within, then you can have it drained purely from the enchantment charge. This will let you use spells even if your character isn't magically gifted. Or maybe you think the weapons are just a vessel for mages to cast their spells through, then you can have it drain only the caster's magicka. Or you can set up a completely different mixture using the sliders in the mod menu, balancing the mod as you see fit. As I said earlier, unlocking these enchantments is easy. If you find one in the wild, then you can just take it to an arcane enchanter like you would any other enchantment. However, there might be a quicker way if you're already an experienced mage. The new enchantments come with a base element and then of course a spell. So for example, a weapon with the Fireball spell assigned to it will also have a base fire enchantment. So if you swing and physically hit a target with it, they'll burst into flames like in vanilla. If you already know both the base enchantment and the spell Fireball, then you'll automatically know how to magically enchant a weapon with that spell. So you're basically just combining your knowledge of enchantments and spells. Not all spells can be assigned to weapons. Concentration spells require a constant stream of magical energy, so can't be assigned. And neither can ground casted spells like runes or transmuting spells, which will be useless since you're already holding a weapon. As of right now, the mod works for most of the vanilla spells, including those added by the DLC. However, it currently doesn't support any other spell mod, which might be a deal breaker for some of you. We do however recommend the Enchanted Arsenal mod, which lets you set unique visual effects to enchanted weapons. What's great is that you can specifically set it up so only spell weapons come with unique visual effects, which helps separate them from regular enchantments, and makes it feel like the magical power is overflowing. All in all, the mod does a great job in seamlessly integrating itself into the vanilla enchanting, spell and weapon system. It only takes a couple of minutes to get used to the process of casting, and once that's done, it truly feels like it could have been a part of the vanilla game. And that's it for today's spotlight. Everything you need is down below, and as always, be sure to leave indoors and send any mod you enjoy. Check out g2a.com, and thanks for watching.